You know what? The hardest part about starting a video is the intro. Every time I start an intro, I'm like, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't want to do that. But every time I press record, I'm like, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Why is the intro so hard? Alina, just be yourself, girl. Just talk and be yourself, right? But anyway, I wanted to record a get ready with me today. Just kind of like my basic full face for like a regular day. We are still quarantined and we are really not leaving the house besides taking walks. But I still wanted to get at least some makeup on. Honestly, I've been home for 2 weeks and I've been doing very light minimal makeup every single day, and today I kind of feel like going darker. I did want to use this palette. This is the Milani Most Loved Mattes. It's 01. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So there are some burnt oranges here, some plummy colors, and then some neutral browns. I think this is such a great drugstore palette, and I really enjoy it. I mainly use the bottom row here, but these are gorgeous too. If I'm like sun-kissed, if I have like a tan on, these look so gorgeous. Like a burnt orange when you're tan is gorgeous. The first thing that I always do when I do like a heavier eye is I apply these e.l.f. eye tape things. I'll show you how. Like this. I don't like it when it's too high like this, because it kind of cuts the eye off weird. But when you do it on like a slant, kind of following the shape of your eye, I know I look crazy, but bear with me. Right now I'm just using this Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm just going to apply that on my lid as a base so the shadows can stick nicely to this. And here's my Real Techniques. I think it's called like a Miracle Complexion Sponge. But anyway, I just kind of do this. I just blend everything in with this sponge. And then I'm going to set everything with a loose powder. I've been using this translucent powder by Lancome. It's a great powder. It works really well. And this is a Japanese brush. I think I'm saying that brand right. By the way, you guys, my eyelashes haven't been touched in over a month now. I think it's been like 4 weeks and a few days. And they're still holding on. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. My lash lady is outstanding. She's amazing. And I can't wait for everything to go back to normal so I can just get my lashes and my nails done. By the way, I've also been doing my own nails at home. You know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to bring what I use. My salon uses this Wildflowers base. It's like a foundation base for the nail. It just makes things thicker and the nail to be a little bit thicker. So I ordered one for myself, and I just used my LED light that I have at home to cure that. And then I ordered myself the Funny Bunny OPI gel color, which is my favorite color from OPI, and bubble bath. So I did one coat of this, and it gave me like this beautiful light pink shade. Anyway, I think I did a pretty good job considering that this is like at home. You know what I mean? This will get me over to my next appointment, hopefully. And then I just ordered the shellac top coat. It's called Dura Force. Anyway, and I've been just curing that and doing my nails with this, and it's been working and I've been loving it. This base is just amazing. I actually told my sister to order it for herself, and she tried it yesterday and she likes it. It just makes your nails look a little bit harder, and that way they're not like breaking and chipping as quick. I'm just going to use this shade right here. It is called My Daily Latte, and it's a beautiful transition shade. It's just neutral and helps the colors blend a little bit nicer. And all you want to do is take like a fluffier brush like this And apply that in the middle. Blend, blend, blend. Honestly, the more you blend, the better everything looks. Same thing on this side, just blend away. And I'm going to go in with this shade, and it's called Toast of the Town. I'm going to add that to the mix here. So with this shade, I'm not going to go as high as I did with the first shade. I'm going to keep that more lower, kind of lower. The darker the shade, the lower you want to keep it. You don't want to blend it darker shades higher, because it's just going to give you like a, I don't know, like a bruise look, like you've been bruised. So you want to keep this pretty low, not exactly at the lash line, but I would say between the lash line and the crease, kind of in there. And notice I'm not really taking it all the way to this side. You can like once or twice, but you want to mainly keep it the darker shades in the outer side. If you want like a really dark vampy look, you could take this all the way across the lid, and you know, but I typically tend to keep my darker colors just on the outer portion of my eye. If I dip into this 100 times, it doesn't matter. It's not going to make my look any darker because the color itself is so light. You know what I mean? It's not like this is like a black color and the more you apply, the darker it's gonna get. No, this one is, the more you apply, the better of a blend, the more opaque this, you know, medium shade will be. And I'll show you once I take the tape off how flawless it looks. And then I'm just going to go down the color wheel here and use this shade, and it is called Chocolate is Life, and I 100% agree with that. Another thing is, I know people like to switch in between brushes and use like really precise brushes for every occasion. I'm kind of just using the sample brush. If I have to choose just one brush to live with for the rest of my life, it would be the Morphe R40. Obsessed with this brush. It's just great. I don't know how or why, but I just mastered this brush so well that I can use it to create pretty much a whole look. So this darkest shade, I'm really keeping it on the lid and as close as possible to the lash line. Really not taking it any higher than that. The beautiful thing about this palette is you cannot mess up the color combinations. They are lined up for you. They are perfect. They literally work so well together. This chocolate color it's just so beautiful because it truly is neutral. It's not too warm. It's not cool. It's like, it's perfect. So I kept this like on the lid close to the lash line, and I brought it in a little bit more than halfway. Just like that. Guys, my baby hairs are out of control right now. Just out of control. They've been out of control for a long time. Way too long. Luckily they're growing in, so. Anyway, I'm doing the same thing here. So you see I'm just patting most of the color. So your first touch is going to be where the color is like the darkest. So I'm just kind of packing it on with this. Just pat, 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 and then I'll go in with like blending it in. So just like back and forth for a while. Keeping it dark, just near the lash line. And then when you blend it for a while, you realize that there's just not as much color on here. So you can blend a little bit higher because you know you deposited most of the color on the lid already. I'll also show you how I create like a smoked out black wing, which I want to do today. You guys, it's Friday and we're gonna pretend it's like a regular weekend around here. Even though it is not a regular weekend and we still can't go anywhere because Corona did us dirty. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. The next thing I'm going to use is this Morphe gel liner. It's just a black gel liner. It's in the color Jet. And I'm going to use my favorite brush for liner. It's the R45. I know I bought this with Diana, but I think she was the one that said this is like the best brush, and I agree. And if she never said that, I still agree with her. I just agree with everything she says. Diana is my sister, for those of you who don't know. And if y'all don't know, then I don't know how you don't know. She's the real MVP around here. I'm obsessed with her. Is it okay to be obsessed with your own sister? I think so. I think it's okay. Anyway, I'm going to just give myself a little liner. Typically, when I do a smoked wing liner, I kind of just line from halfway down, and then I create my little wing, and then I'll show you what I use to create, like to smoke it out. You don't have to be too careful because we are going to smoke it out. And the beautiful part about this tape is that it will not allow you to do anything weird with your liner. It will stop where the tape stops. So you can even be a little bit more messy than usual. Okay, so the next brush that I use is the Morphe M432 brush, and I'm just gonna take a black eyeshadow. The one in a Naked palette is amazing. I just take this flat brush and I begin by patting the gel with this black color. First you want to coat it with the powder, kind of to set the gel, and then you just keep going back in and you smoke it out. You keep blending this. Blend, blend, blend. This area we didn't touch with the gel, I'm going to just take it and stamp, kind of like stamp on black shadow as close as possible to the lash line, and that just gives it such a flawless blended wing. Okay, I'm gonna take the tape off because we're all done. And then I need my makeup wipe just to clean up any of the excess powder that just kind of fell on my cheek. I'm still currently using the Double Wear foundation. I just used 2 pumps. I apply it on my skin and watch the pink disappear. There you have it. The foundation is on and I feel like $1,000,000. So I'm going to just continue patting everything in with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. And the beautiful thing about this foundation is it doesn't dry completely matte. So you're not worried about it drying too quickly on you. You can kind of mess around with it, and if there are any patchy parts, you can just add more foundation. This Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, I have it in a color 10. It's called Fair. I like my concealer a little bit lighter than my foundation. Guys, this is so opaque. This is such a good concealer. Love it. Look how opaque that is. So I just apply that under my eyes. It brightens them. Just a tad bit on my nose. You just blend it in with the same sponge and it brightens the under eye instantly. I like the way this looks. I like a bright under eye. Beautiful. Now this stuff dries really quick, so you have to work quickly. If you spend too much time, this area will be dry. Too dry to blend. And then same thing here. Just work fast when it comes to this concealer. I don't mind it though because I think it's such a good concealer considering the price. So that's that. Then I'm going to go back and use my Lancome powder to quickly set that, so I don't get creases, because like I said, this dries pretty quick and you want to get it sealed in a way before it completely dries. Okay, so now that I set the areas that I highlighted, I'm going to use the brush, but you can use the flat part. I'll show you on two sides. So the flat part you can use like this and just kind of chisel in a straight line your cheekbones or under your cheekbones. And then the same thing you can do with this, just chisel. And you see this part is darker, but that's okay because that's where the bronzer will go. So, and whatever's left over, which is not much product at this point, I just kind of move it around in the same areas. I just realized most of this video is drugstore products. I love drugstore products. When you can find good drugstore products, it's seriously the best thing ever. Maybelline Fit Me powder is what I'm going to use next. It's the matte and poreless, normal to oily, which I get oily in my T-zone, but it's in the shade 120 Classic Ivory, and I just go in and then I'll set like my cheekbones. And you guys, right now I know I look very powdery, and I'm okay with that because I do get oily in some spots. So I just continue powder all of the liquid I just put on my face. Now, this is where highlight, contour, blush comes in, and it is very crucial because I just put foundation on, I set my foundation, and I have a pretty like non-dimensional face right now. Obviously it's dimensional, but you know. I'm going to go in and add a little bit of shadow to my face. I haven't used this bronzer by Physicians Formula in a long time. This shade is stunning. It's like a little bit darker than my skin tone, which is seriously what you want. You want it to be a little bit darker than your skin tone. I'm just using my Morphe M523 brush. It just looks like this. I go in. Already that looks better. So you just add color back into your face. If you don't want to use highlighter or blush, I think it's important to at least use a bronzer just to add that chisel, the chisel back. So I just do the sides of my nose. I don't do any precise contouring of my nose or anything. It's the same thing. I just add a little bit of darker color in here. Under my nose, like under here, will give you a lifted tip. So you want to go under. Same thing here. Same thing, I'll go in again. And I just add a little bit of color to my forehead, close to the hairline. Same thing on this side. Just kind of like add color back into this face. But guys, if you want to know the real deal around here, my friend Marina got this for my birthday. This is the Kylie blush powder in the color We're Going Shopping. Anyway, I think this Kylie We're Going Shopping shade blends so beautifully with like a natural looking bronzer. Like, I think this looks so good together. Maybe not in packaging, I don't know, but on the cheeks it's magic. And then I add bronzer and blush to my nose. It gives like a sun-kissed look. So the next thing I want to talk about, I've been using this for a few months. I love it. It's amazing. This is a Wet n Wild loose highlighter. It's called the Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder. I'm just going to use a highlighter brush like so. This is the Morphe M310. I'm just going to literally lightly dab it in because it's so strong. Take the excess off and put that on the tops of my cheekbones. And it's like a natural, beautiful, incredible glow. So I kind of put this cheeks, nose, chin, and right above my brow, like the arch of my brow all the way up. So my face, my complexion is done. I love it. I'm going to do my brows next. This is another drugstore product by NYX. It's the Micro Brow Pencil. I use it in the color Ash Brown. And I guess the most important thing is to frame the brow. Kind of give it a shape on the bottom. So there you go. I traced and framed my left brow. I'm just going to fill in the top lightly. And this area you don't want to completely fill in and carve out. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but normally if you want it to look even a hair more natural, you typically don't pencil this part in too harshly. You kind of keep it, even if it's not perfect or symmetrical, you kind of keep that, the beginning portion of the brow, a little bit more spare and not as dark and opaque. Now this area you can carve out, chisel, do whatever you want. You can get away with it. I still don't pencil it too much. Just kind of like naturally fill in my bald spots. My bald spots. So there you have it. One eyebrow is done. So there you go, I just double check, and overall, yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with the way they came out. So that's that. So this is a L'Oreal Color Rich lip liner in the color Beyond Pink. It's Beyond Pink, but it's not really pink. It's more of like a nudish mauve. So I just line my lip. I fill in most of it. Same thing here. I line it. And then I fill in most of it. And then same thing here. You go a little bit below your lip line. It gives you a pout. And the consistency is of a lipstick, but in like a pencil form. Anyway, I think I'm done. This is my finished look. I wanted to quickly mention all my skincare products because I do still get questions about skincare products. I have been using the Epion's brand And this is my face wash. It's called the Gentle Foaming Cleanser. As you can see, I still have 1/3 of it left. I use it most mornings and evenings, and it gets all my makeup off literally in one shot. I don't have to use like a makeup wipe and then the cleanser. I can literally do 2 pumps and all my makeup is gone. It just works so well. So after my cleanser, I use my lytic treatment, and it's literally called Lytic TX. So this lytic treatment is good for areas that you have texture. My problem areas are my cheeks. I always get little bumps and little, you know, clogged pores. It would be just kind of like in the apples of my cheeks and up. After my lytic treatment, I use my Renewal Facial Lotion, and as you can see, I have a tiny itty bitty left. This facial lotion is amazing, and then I put my foundation right on top of that. So that's been my kind of routine. A lot of people have been wondering about it, and I wanted to mention it again in this video. I will link everything down below. So that is all I had for this video today. I hope you did enjoy this video. It took me a little bit longer than expected to film, but I kept stopping because I do have my kids home and the camera was overheating from the ring light, and that's that. Anyway, you guys, that's all I have for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to catch you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate all of your support. Any like, any comment is highly appreciated here.